At RaiseCredit.com, business credit is the name of the game. Learn how to build credit that'll look like more money than you've ever dreamed of. Both Wall Street and Main Street offer untold riches to people with credit, and RaiseCredit.com can teach you how to get it.
Ray Reynolds here with RaisWebinar.com. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Ray Reynolds here with RaisWebinar.com. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please take time to go get a tablet and a pen. I want you to write things down. I want you to get it here versus basically get it in a cell phone. The ultimate goal is what I call getting past go. In other words, everybody needs $1 million of credit, $100,000 of credit personal. Understanding how to actually go achieve the goal. Not a bunch of blah, 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 all right, or motivational stuff and all that good stuff or secrets. It's amazing how many people go buy a book, How to Make Money and Get Rich. The bottom line is you're listening to their story. What about you? Let's get you past go. Let's make sure you get to the million, to the billion. All right? Now, here's a phone number to get a hold of us today. It's 800, it's 510-3338. Please write it down. The ultimate thing for you is to drive your race too. So as we play today, because that's what I call it, because business has to be a game, so is life. We all get knocked down. Why? You allowed somebody to knock you down, get in your way, try to take it away too. I'll bet you if you knew what I could tell you today, you wouldn't have went through all that, you know what. So get back up again and again. You're going to learn a lot about me today. Kind of fun. So guess what? The first thing is we all get frustrated. We all want to scream sometimes, wondering what's next to come. Well, we must have our faith and persistence that today soon will be our past, knowing today will not last. You see, let's always remember to do our best. At the end of the day, give it to God. All right, he's got to do the rest. Amen to that. So as we do this, I want you to do a couple things. I want you to plan on the problems. Yeah. I want you to plan on like I've had in my life. I heard no 1 billion times. They told me I couldn't do this or couldn't do that. Well, let's see if that actually took place. You see, there's always somebody that doesn't like me. Not everybody likes you too. You see, there's always someone trying to get in the way or take it away. Write down safety credit, please. Write down the line of defense. So see it, believe, and go get it every time. You got the ability to go get exactly what you want and set it all up right and never bring the pain home. Today, you're going to hear about my journey. You're going to hear about all kinds of goodies. I like to have your journey begin with me. The bottom line is I brought in my first 100,000. I was 9.5. I brought in my first million at 14. I brought in double billion at 26. How am I doing? Haven't had a paycheck for 20 years. I was also known as the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years before I found myself in a coma in 2009. What I call it is getting past go. So let's start with me first. When I was a little boy, I collected magazines about rich and famous people. I even collect books. How did they get their money? How did they get that car and that mansion? Well, let's see what happened to me. I got to be with Mrs. Hope. I think basically she was a she-devil from hell, but you know what? She got her weekly and monthly checks. She dropped me off at Redondo Beach Pier every morning at 6:30 from the age of 3 to 9.5 years old. Yeah, I got to learn how to steal and beg off the pier. Kind of sucks. But let's see how I got through this. I got my Lamborghini collection. Did you get those too? I got my first Lamborghini. I was 14.5, by the way. My Duffies, my mansions. I love the goodies. And I even broke world records too. So as we do this correctly, you have the ability to get the yachts and the race boats in the backyard. How about the helicopters? How about the Ferraris too? You see, this isn't to brag. This is to show you flat out, I'm not full of crap. But the bottom line is, what you did, you wasted thousands of dollars in the past. All right, probably in a bunch of blah, blah, blah. You bought a book, How to Make Money and Get Rich. Oh, goody. Did it work? Did it work? Or did you make that other person rich? Do this. Write down Ray's rules. If you listen carefully today, you'll learn things you've never heard before. I'll hold your hand. I'll even do the work for you. And then I'll teach you how to fish. I got no excuses. You see, 43 years ago, I wrote Winning the Game of Business. Why? You see, I had to move 24 times by the time I was 11 and a half years old. Those people were mean to me on the 1st and the 15th. I think the only thing is because the rent or the mortgage was due or something. So I turned it into a game. I wanted to play. I wanted to win. Today, I want to get you to the rules and the tools and get you to the workshop with me. We're going to take away all your excuses. The bottom line is I learned to connect the dots as a kid because I found out a corporation's a legal person. Then I started Helping Hand Industries at 9.5. Got $100,000 of credit right away. How did I do so far? You see, you got a choice today. It's called Ray's Rules. All right, I'm going to basically ask you one thing. Give me 90 days. All I need is 90 working days with you. I'll hold your hand. I'll get you to up to the million, to the billion if you want. I'll take away all your excuses. I'll teach you how to play too. It's getting you to the $1 million dream. You see, at every seminar, workshop, and boot camp, you're stuck with me. I don't pass the buck. And they're always live up to 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, and all day Saturday too. I don't like pre-recorded crap. So let's understand. I'm going to tell you the flat-out truth. All right, I'm going to be blunt, so don't take it personally. But I'll get you to the 820 credit score. It's not hard for me to do it all. The next thing is write it down. I got to make you a qualified CFO. You see, I have $10 million of history on my dashboards. I'm an affiliate. So I get to pop you some big credit lines if you like. So basically, I'll make you the $1 million CFO. It's kind of fun. Now, today's the 9th of November. We're running out of time. By the way, this is your life. You're running out of time. You know you got 36 days left of this year. I know you're going to say, that's not true. I'm talking about working days that you need to work your tail off. And the problem is you don't understand. 2020, that's 1 fiscal year. 2021, that's 2 fiscal years. You can go get up to 9 lines of credit for $150,000 a piece. That equals $5.4 million of credit, by the way. Me, I like to get you $100,000 of personal and maybe corporate credit too. A franchise, because no matter what happens, we got pandemic number 9. What about basically I had that. Now we got pandemic number 19. What about pandemic number 26 that's coming up? You going to be ready this time? You see, if you had a franchise, the money's still coming in if you pick the right one. Houses, apartment complex, commercial real estate too. I'll hold your hand. By the way, I make millionaires and billionaires. You want to be next? Let me know. See, I guarantee it. It's pretty simple. You can trust me because why? All right, because you can trust a written guarantee or your money back. It's simple. I'm basically probably the most verified person on the planet today. All right, I don't have any BS to give you. Today we're going to look at 2021. Why? Because that's next year. That's January 2nd. What are you going to do? You're going to be a winner if you listen and learn. We got the ability, and here's a nonprofit I want to tell you about. Years ago, I did something called Eagle's Nest about 20 years ago. It was kind of fun. I literally had 200 people. I got them grants, city, state, and federal too. Did you know you get free money on a nonprofit that's got a 501c3 exemption? So if you don't want a business, maybe you want to help other people, get the nonprofit. It'll pay you to do it too. Or $50,000 for the state, or $100,000 for the federal government too. You see, I love nonprofit. It's the first one I ever set up. I was 9.5. But again, under the nonprofit, you need 3 divisions as well. We'll talk about that today. Now, why do you need a nonprofit? Hey, babe, how about to give back to your community? How about offset some taxes? How about create some jobs and help people around you? The bottom line is pretty simple. I like putting packages together. All right, that way it's just complete. Articles, divisions, tax IDs. What I normally do is I hand you $10,000 of credit with that package. I normally charge you $4,499. Today, it's a one-time opportunity for you for $9.99. By the way, all right, the Eagle's Nest class is for 4 weeks. It's online. So every week we're going to have a specialty class about the 501c3 exemption. It's $4.99, but today if you're one of the first 10 people that get into the nonprofit, it'll get it for free. But again, it's a one-time offer. Don't worry, you blew things before in the past. Some of you will blew that today too. Zelle, wire, deposit. See, that's how we get paid through COVID-19. The bottom line is you get the chance to play with God, me. God gave me the ability to become a billionaire at 26. But it's not my money. It belongs to the corporation, of course, not me. You know, what happened to you last? Did you lose your job? Did you have an emergency? What happened next? Pretty simple. You ran out of time. You jacked up your credit. You ran out of money too. And in 42 days, you brought the pain home. Is that about what you did? It's true. You see, you brought the pain home because you didn't know how to play the game. You should have never used your personal credit in the first place. I don't know why you did that at all. Start tomorrow morning. Get up 4:30 in the morning. You got a lot of work to do if you want to really go get it. Don't worry. Half of you are lazy. The other half want to go get it. It's just typical. Getting to know me. Since I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years, you know what I got to do? I got to work with Ken Yarborough, security chief at TRW in Spirit. I got to train him years ago. So let's do this today. Let's write down Credit Services Act. Google it later today. It'll tell you credit repair is a scam. They're not allowed to collect money up front. It'll refer you to the Credit Repair Organization Act, where it says attorneys can't even do credit repair. So what are we supposed to do now? Keep guessing like you've been doing? Go ask your friends and family like they really know. The bottom line is, let's get you to the workshop with me. You see, the NACB, they only certified one person on the planet. That was me. They usually certified all the credit bureaus. But the reality is, they wanted the world to know I'm a master credit consultant. They say I'm #1 in the world. Could be true. You never know. So let's talk about that SSN you got in your pocket. Come on, ladies, it's in your purse next to your feet. Men, it's in your back pocket and your wallet, too. What did you do? You did what I did as a teenager. We were told to go get the SSN to go get the job. So we did that. Did you know the SSN to get the job equaled the 10 tax return, 1040 tax return, and that's all? But what happened today? You allowed the credit system to kick your ass because they're abusing the rules. They're breaking the law, too. You only got one of these. No wonder you bring the pain home. You know the Federal Trade Commission says today that 97% are screwed up. Will that be you? Hopefully not. Look at the card front and back if you pulled it out. Do not laminate. Don't use for ID purposes. Don't carry it with you. It's not even your card. I don't get it. It's not even your card. You fill out the form like I did when we were teenagers to get the job. Well, that's just true. Look at the card in front of you. It says property of social administration. Remember, SSN equaled what? To get the job to equal a 1040 tax return. And what happens is the creditors and the credit companies and the banks and credit cards, they use it, abuse it, and they're not even supposed to. Did you know they're breaking all the rules? Understand something. I created something called Rapid Refresh years ago. I get to block all your crap. I get to rebuild you if you want me to. And don't worry, no one on the planet can do it. I own the rights because I created it. All right, it belongs to me in the Reynolds University. Like I said, I'll use that to get you up to an 820 if you'd like. But again, it's going to be up to you. What I like to do is take away excuses. All right, 43 years doing seminars, workshops, and boot camps, flat out. People waste thousands of dollars in crap. How about I rebuild you for free? All right, how about I only charge you for the Rapid Rescore, $4.99. What am I going to do next? I'm going to give you 10 times your money back to you and take away all your excuses today. I'm going to give you a $5,000 credit card. That's right. That's 10 times more you just invested in yourself after I rebuild it with the Rapid Rescore. Then I'll invite you to the Saturday class at 1 o'clock to play some more so you don't screw it up again. Remember, because we got COVID-19, we get paid by Zelle wire deposit. That's how it happens today. If you're going to listen, you're going to have to learn to play the game too. So let's think about this. I'd like to repackage your whole life. Is that okay with you? Sorry, don't take offense. I think you're doing it all wrong anyway. I want to repackage your house, your car, and your bank account. Because if you're not $1 million dream under the corporate structure to $1 billion, you're kind of screwing up because you didn't pay attention so far. So let's teach you how to play the game and never bring the pain home again. Credit saved my life as a kid, as an adult. I love credit because I know it's a tool. So let's see what we can do today. All right? You know what? Every time I hear some ding-dong say, what? Money for a rainy day. I don't know about you. In my life, it doesn't rain. It always pours. It's ridiculous. But again, we get to play the game. We get to win. Now, today, let's think about something today. All right? Since you don't have a safety credit card for $5,000, which you should have in your pocket or your wallet or in your hand, you need $5,000 today because you got an emergency. You ask your friends and your family, you ask the bank, and they all say no. Isn't that true? See, what you should have done is had a safety credit card like I tried to teach and preach for 43 years. Did you know if you had to max out this card today, the payment is only $50 a month? Don't worry, you waste that every other day anyway. See, you're not planning for the problem. That's the biggest problem with you. You see, they say that all of you waste $140 a week. Is that true? That's $600 a month. Now, here's a Venture and a Venture One card at $50,000 a pop. So there's $100,000 of personal credit. Here's the problem with personal credit. First of all, you can't basically write off the interest rate of the card. So you're going to have to write down personal credit is used for safety from now on. See, if you maxed out a card at $50,000, the payment is $612.26. That's what the average person is pissing away every month. I could have got them two pizza locations, and they could have made $24,000 of positive cash flow per month. I don't know why people would waste money. I don't know why they basically stop bringing the pain home. The reality is simple. What did I tell you in the beginning today? Plan on the problem. I'm sorry, but there's going to be someone in your way try to take it away. There's always a turd in the bowl. They're always trying to knock you down. That's how you fell down the last time. But if you got safety credit in the line of defense, you'll be able to see it, believe, and go get it every day, every time, if you want to. You see, I'm going to show you some things you've never heard of before. But you're going to have to start back with you. You're going to have to write that goal list and the activity list too. You see, it's simple. You're going to have to believe in yourself. Me, I've always believed in God and me. It's like when I broke the world record for the highest kick on the planet today. Still hold the record today too. By the way, white men do jump. Just stupid people say we don't. You see, if somebody tells you can't do this or not, excuse me, don't listen to people. Believe in yourself. God gave you a gift and a dream. Go help yourself and go help other people like I do every day. I haven't had a paycheck for 20 plus years. So how am I doing so far? You see, here's an SSN. Remember, there's the back of your card that says not yours, and there's the form you filled out to get the job. And now you got two write-offs. Well, goody for you. By the way, you're the duck, because you allowed people to screw this up. So let's think of what you did. You got the Aspirian, the Equifax, and the TransUnion too. Oh, goody. You jacked up a credit card past 29%. You dropped your score, got stuck. Hell, you couldn't get any more. Sound about you? The problem is you didn't know how to play the game. All right, you better learn how to listen and play. Because today I'll make you a millionaire under the corporate structure. I just got to get you out of your own way. And getting you up to an 820 credit score, not too hard to do. Been doing this for 43 years. The other reason why we have an SSN is because the United States of America Incorporated, they use us as collateral. They bond every one of us. That's why they have census. Ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, they've been printing money 24/7. Let's make a list with that tablet and pen, please. Let's write down Ray's rules. Let's write down 100,000 of credit. And don't tell me you don't need it, because let me explain something to you. The goal is not to use more than 29%. That way you got 71,000 of safety credit. In case you lose your job or there's a pandemic, you can buy 1 to 2 years to feed your family. Who are you going to count on? Give me a break. About most of you, what have you done? You took the money and the credit from the family, you rolled the dice and brought the pain home. Why did you do that? When you didn't have to? I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, sorry to say, that's called stupidity. We never have to bring the pain home, ever. You never had to in the first place. So let's teach you some rules and tools, how to play. And I know you got a sad story to tell. Boo-hoo. Nobody cares at the end of the day. There's me in a coma at 5.5 years old. I hit the curb with my face at 40 miles an hour. They told me I'd never walk again in my life. There's me in another coma in 2009. But in that one, I got to die. So the reality is, guess what? I'm laying there in the coma worth billions of dollars and no one gave a damn about me. All right? I got to die at 5:41 on July 5th, 2009. I made a promise in that coma, all right, that I'd help people the rest of my life. That's probably why God let me live. You see, I got swine flu and pneumonia. They called it pandemic 9, COVID-9, because it was 2009. Don't you get that's how they name these things too? All right, there's my yacht, my race boat. I parked in my backyard. Where you park yours again? Like I said, I'm the most verified person you can find on the planet. I got no BS for you. But I will yank your assets up the hill and get you to the million. I got to get you out of your own damn way. Most of you in your own way every day. You see, then they call it H1N1. The bottom line is very simple. All right, I like money. It pays the food. It pays the bills. So what did I get to do when I made that promise? I woke up and freaked everybody out in the room. And then I walked around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks. I put my credit score back to an 820 after a bankruptcy too, in 5 weeks, by the way. I knew how to block all the crap. Then I popped $1 million credit card again. I don't stay down. If you play with me, neither will you, after I repackage you the right way. It's about time you listen and learn. God saved me to come back and help you. I hope these are turned on today, and I hope you're writing with your pen. You see, you're going to have to believe in yourself. Got to remember something. God won't put you something you can't handle. You can get through anything He's dished out and let it happen to you. There's no excuses after today. You met me. You see, a nonprofit, could you imagine if you set it up and got the exemption and it's 2020 and 2021, 2 years, come January 2nd, we're going to go get $25,000 from any city you're in. The state's up to $50,000, $100,000 from the IRS too. We got grants.gov too. You see, that's kind of like free money. So if you want to learn how to play in the nonprofit that I set up as a kid at 9.5, we'll have some fun. But remember what the nonprofit's for, is to give back to the community, offset the taxes, and also create some jobs, maybe one for you. You see, I like to put a package together. The articles, the divisions, the tax IDs, $10,000 of credit too. Normally it's $49.99, but today I'm offering for $1,000, $999 to you. And don't worry, there's an Eagle Nest class coming up. It's every week for 4 weeks. Coming in January because I want to walk you through getting that exemption. Well, by the way, look online today. An exemption like that is over $8,000+, and I'm going to show you how to play. Now, the class for 4 weeks is $499. Today, it's free for the first 10 people that sign up, all right, for the nonprofit. But again, there's our Zelle, there's a wire, there's a deposit. You're going to have to decide which direction you want to play. You see, I think you should have profit and nonprofit, by the way. You know what? We don't get a do-over today. You see, COVID-19, we get to live or die. I think we should wear a mask today. All right? You see, if I knew to wear a mask or a bubble around my head versus lay in that hospital being dead, I would have did that too. You see, it only takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one are you going to pick today? You got a choice, but we're going to play the game. We're going to win. Now, by the way, if you're comfortable, I'm sorry, you're never going to get to million to billion. See, comfortable people are lazy. Don't be comfortable ever. Now, let's play like I play every day. When I was 2.5 years old, because I didn't get the mommy and daddy like all of you, I got to live in hell. I was on the ground in that bedroom, crying my eyes out, looking in the mirror. I looked at myself at 2.5 and I said, I got to figure this out. I got to take the direction the right way. What did I do today? 2:25, I dropped to my knees and I said, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I go stare in the mirror for 2 minutes. I do this every day. It's my routine. I look at myself. I can't blame anybody else. And I've got to forgive everybody. If I don't, God won't forgive me. Now try this at least once, please. When you stare in that mirror, do not comb your teeth. Ask yourself 2 questions. Have you completed everything you need to? The answer is no. Then why the heck are you getting up past 4:30 in the morning every day? You got work to do. 43 years I've asked the same question to seminar and workshops and boot camps, millions and millions of people. Did God give you an idea, a dream, or a vision? They all say yes. I go, what did you do next? They all say, I asked my friends and my family. How stupid could you be? Your friends and family don't want you to do better than them. Are you kidding me? All I've heard is most friends and family ripped you off the last time anyway. It's about time you run your own race. Stop clouding your direction. You got a choice today. Shh! Don't tell anybody what you're going to do for 90 days. Let me do all the work. I'll hand you the fish. I'll get you up to $100,000 to $1 million. Pretty simple. I'll even guarantee it. And when they see your life changing around you, all you got to do is say raisewebinar.com. You see, we're going to go chase the money. We're going to chase the carrot too. I want you to understand something. In my top 10, I love money. It's not my top 5, but it is my top 10. You see what money does for me? I don't have to steal or beg off the pier. I can feed my family. I can pay my bills. Heck, I can help people like you. I haven't had a paycheck for 20 years. I don't plan on ever getting one. But this time, you better follow through. You know why? We're getting older, slower. We're not as pretty as we used to be. 90% of people hate their job anyway. Go back to the job you hate. It's okay. They're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some pizza. That's your American dream. Sure in the hell isn't mine, but it could be yours. By the way, there's 20,000 rules to raise rules and tools. You got the ability to listen and learn. Let's go back to my time with Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell. You see, I stood outside my bedroom, was actually the pantry next to the garage, and they had a poker game every Wednesday night. I heard what they had to say. And one time they said a corporation's a legal person. I wrote it down. I circled it 10 times. They thought I was weird. Probably true. But I heard a corporation's a legal person. I heard my way out of hell if I could figure it out. I was only 7.5 years old, so the next day, because I couldn't sleep all night, I rode my little bicycle to the Torrance Police Department. Next to there was a library. I went inside and said, "Ma'am, could you help me, please? Here's a microfiche. Here's a book." I read the book. I was so excited, just like you get every time you buy one of those stupid books, how to make money or get rich and blah, blah, blah today, or maybe that motivational crap too. We all need to hear the motivation, but at the end of the day, you need the damn money. Without it, you can't play the game. You see, I got so pissed off that day after reading that book. See, God gave me an IQ off the chart with total recall, and I was reading a page at a time. So when I got pissed off, I turned it internally because I wanted the rules and the tools. I wanted the instruction manual. So I had to create it myself. By the way, those are 12 books and CDs. How to get to the mayor under $1 million dream. By the way, listen, Gary, carefully. That's exactly what I used to get to that, all right, helping hand, $100,000 at 9.5, $1 million at 14, double billion at 26. It's in the books and CDs. It'll give you a step by step. I call it, everyone's heard the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Because when we all do something new, we're all stupid until we learn how to play. Oh, by the way, how about real estate? I'm sorry, I only had $841 million of real estate before the coma. I did want to hit $1 billion that year, but it's all under corporate structure too. I got to be a consultant for banks for years, so I wrote a book, How to Become the Bank. I wrote a book that also talks about Cook Island, Island of Man, and Panama too. Oh, by the way, how about tax balancing? How about buckets of money too? Don't forget winning the game of business. Now, one of the things that I did when I was at the Bonaventure in Los Angeles for 32 years, every Wednesday night there was a line around the hotel for me. I used to sell those books and CDs for $20,000 a pop. But the reality is, all right, we found some books and CDs in a warehouse this year after credit lines shut down their doors because they went home to get that extra unemployment check. The office loves to sell this to you for $999. It's kind of a giveaway, but you will get the blueprint to play the game. I'd like you to get hold of me and the books and CDs. So let's think about something today. As a bonus to you, I offer you half price. If you don't do it during the webinar, don't just call sales. They won't discount it because they're on commission. There's a Zelle or wire deposit. You better be Zelling $4.99 if you want 18 books and CDs of me. But again, how many times have you let life pass you by before? What's the next time going to happen? You see, it's like today. I can rebuild every one of you, use a wrapper rescore, block all your crap, get your credit line to $100,000 to $1 million right away. Corporate articles, books, CDs, and classes. Now you're stuck with me. Write it down. It's 29 to 25% on every given credit card. Okay? If you don't maintain that, you'll never maintain an 820 credit score. I got to make you a qualified CFO. Write it down. So I got the ability to use my dashboards for you, get you to the 820, all right, make you the CFO. In my dashboard, there's $10 million of history. So bottom way, you're going to be a millionaire CFO when I pop the credit for you. The bottom line is I like these cards too, but here's the problem. Most people don't understand how to play with the gold and the platinum. See, I like getting 10 of these cards at a time at $1 million a piece. Now, what happens is this. All right, if you get a gold and a platinum, if they're paid over time, all right, then you don't have to worry about paying it into the month. On top of that, all right, the 29% rule doesn't affect these cards at all. I like getting people packs of 10. Would you like to be next? I can get you a card, teach you to push it up to 100,000 and multiply it by 9 more. But that you need to call the office for. It's 800-510-3338 if you want a gold or a platinum. Now, there's 4 points away making money with me. First thing is I'm going to talk about real estate. That's kind of fun. Maybe a fixer-upper, a duplex, a fourplex. How about an apartment complex too? My specialty is, by the way, is commercial real estate. You see, even through COVID-19, they got to pay or get the hell out. They can't take advantage. And on top of that, I can leverage it 10 different ways to play. So you might want to think about some commercial property today. Now let's talk about a franchise, but we got to pick one that stays open through COVID-19, or the next one will be 2026. It's going to happen again, people. You better plan on the future. We got to understand flat out. Maybe it's a pizza. Maybe it's McDonald's. Maybe it's a Taco Bell. Hey, how about a Wendy's when they got the damn beef? You see, we can even do profit sharing too. Listen carefully. When I was the incorporator for all the rich and famous people, it was fun. I taught them how to leverage money and credit into millions and billions. But there was 84 ways to do that too. I will teach you 3 or 4 ways. That's all you're going to need anyway. Now let's look at a Lamborghini. My favorite car. Remember a house, car, bank account too? Every one of you today, you watch rich and famous people drive company cars and they rot it all off, but not you. What do? You get your paycheck after it's been taxed. You get the leftover. You pay for a car you should not. Then you take the money and the credit from the family, you roll the dice, say, honey, let's hurt the family some more. This is ridiculous. I just want to scream. Why the hell aren't you driving a company car? Tax ID and fleet price. I can get your one right away. But again, what do? You get your paycheck. Oh, goody. I'll bet you're using your paycheck, which is called taxable income, for the payment to gas, registration, insurance too. Why don't you yell the word no from now on? Let's get you a company car at fleet price. All right, I don't understand why you're using your taxable income anyway. It makes no sense to me at all. Let's go back to that SSN, how it all got started for you and me. We got that SSN to get a job when we were a teenager. No problem. By the way, you never had to basically be the duck in the first place, because it says do not laminate. Don't use for ID purposes, which means the creditors and the banks are not supposed to use that at all. Don't carry with you. It's not even yours. There's the application you filled out. Oh, goody, look at the one in your pocket today. Property of, not you. See, you got a choice. Allow me to let my rapper rescore block all your crap. All right? And rebuild you. SSN, what does it mean again? You get 2 write-offs and a 1040. But you weren't supposed to use it for credit purposes at all. But now, because of the credit system, you got your what? Your Experian, your Equifax, your TransUnion too. You jacked up the card past 29%. You dropped your score. You got stuck. You couldn't get any more. Is that true about you? The reality is the truth. We'll set you free. Because I can get you up to the 820. Not a problem at all. Write down SS4 times 4, please. Now let's listen carefully. An SS4 says banking and credit purposes right on the damn form. The problem is you don't know how to play, and you have to use an affiliate to build it up anyway. So what do we get to do? We get to get the credit cards and write off the interest rate and the cards too. For every tax ID I get, I can create credit reports. Corporation, line of defense, division, subsidiaries, and more. You got the ability to never bring the pain home before. But the difference is now you get to play with me. What do I have to make you? A qualified CFO, a millionaire CFO. I guarantee it all the time. It's kind of fun. So I'll get you an Aspirin, an Equifax, a TransUnion per tax ID. How many millions of credit would you like to be able to write off? You see, a business can, after it's set up, it can actually use its own money to finance the business and write it all off. Why would you ever steal from your family? I don't get it. So write down SS4 times 4, please. The way I designed this in 1986, I don't know where you've been, but the reality is this. Don't ever name a corporation after you. Don't ever name it the division or the corporation what it does. First, now, the next thing is set up line of defense. Can you write it down, please? You see, something's going to go wrong no matter what you say or do. There's going to be some turd. Someone tries to take it away from you. This crap happens all the time. Let's do this. Let's have divisions for real estate, franchise, current business. If you allow me, I can get you up to a $100,000 card or $1 million card. Which one you want? You want them both? Let me know. But then the corporation gets to write it off. The reality is this. I already offered you $100,000 earlier, but that's personal credit. If you use personal credit to start a business, you're an idiot. Sorry to say. It's just true. Because all you did is hurt your family and bring the pain home. I don't get that. And if I have to piss you off to get you to the damn hill, it's okay if you hate me. I'll at least make you a millionaire. So hate the guy that made you a millionaire today. It's okay. You got your SSN. Why? Because we need to get that to get the job for the 1040 tax return. And you allow the creditor to screw you up. And you thought credit cards were free money in the past anyway. It's about time you learn how to play the damn game and win. Ray's rules will change your life. It's kind of fun. So let's look. SSN 1040. Oh, you got your two little write-offs. An SS4 times 4, 1120. It says credit and banking purposes. So guess what? If you looked at a bankruptcy today, SSN, SS4, who wants to be the duck? Is it you? You like being the duck? Quack, quack. Now, here's the truth. Some of you have a corporation today. You paid $3,000 for a damn piece of paper and got a stock kit, too. They say that 96% of people who set it up every day don't do a damn thing at all. I want to set up the articles, the office list, and the tax ID for you, hand it to you. Then I want you in my workshop. I want you to remember every time you watch your favorite movie, you know the lines before they do. I want you in the corporate setup class for 90 days, getting it in here. I want you in level 1 to set up the line of defense in 2, because those are divisions. The office sells this package for a $19.98, $1,998. That's a good price. Today, this morning, if you're not selling me $9.99, forget it. It's $999 to you through the overview. Then I'm going to hand you $10,000 of credit. You see, I want to take away all your excuses. You get to learn, you pay $1,000 less, and you get 10 times money back to you to take away your excuses. All right? And I do the credit rebuild and a rapid refresh for free. What excuse you got now? You don't want the $1 million dream? Like I said, half of you are lazy anyway. The other half really want it today. The millionaire in the making, that's my favorite one. See, I've taken homeless people to make them a millionaire. In 1998, hell, I got $1 million of credit for my cat, if you remember. The cat with credit, that was me. Step 1, by the way. I want to put all the pieces together. I want to analyze you twice. Now you're stuck with me, too. The office sells it, all the pieces, for $3,995. I want to give it away to you through the overview. If you sell me $2,499, immediately I'm going to give you $25,000 of cash credit. What excuse you got now? By the way, that's 10 times your investment back to you. I always give back the investment you actually put in, usually by 10. There's a Zelle, a wire deposit. Now what excuse you got today? You stubbed your toe, gotta go. I was going to say pick your nose, but that wouldn't be nice. Reality is simple. If you're watching me on Google, Facebook, or YouTube, that's kind of fun. The reality is this. All right, you should go to the raiswebinar.com, get the full overview, all right, the PowerPoint in front of me, and never bring the pain home again. Why did you do it in the first place? I had to master the rules and the tools by the time I was 9.5 years old. See, this is what I heard at 7.5. You ready to listen? Ready to write it down? You ready to read it with me too? This is chapter 18 for corporations. It's not legal advice, but what does it say on line 1? A corporation's a legal person. Did you know corporations have more rights than you and me? Yeah, that's how the system is set up today. And if you don't want a corporation, you need one anyway. Maybe you don't want a business, you want to stay in that job you hate, it's okay. You see, a corporation today will get you the write-offs you're not getting at all. It'll get your personal and business credit too. You see, doctors, CPAs, and attorneys do it every day. But understand something today. Let's look at the United States of America Incorporated. You see, they're so smart, they set up the states as corporations. They have their line of defense, but not you. By the way, every state has their line of defense too. They're called cities. Cities are corporations too. Did you know they created their own little Chapter 9 bankruptcy, just in case, like I said before, plan on the problem? You watched cities file bankruptcy in the past, haven't you? See, if you don't set up your line of defense, I'm sorry, you're going to keep kicking your assets all the time. It's about time you learn how to play the game. By the way, we are the people. The Supreme Court says so, so does the constitutional right. Isn't it about time you learn how to play the rules and the tools and win? Nixon took the gold standard out. Guess what he gave them? The key to the printing press. They print money 24/7. Now remember, you and I, we got our SSN as a teenager to get the job that equaled the 1040 tax return. Not for credit purposes. By the way, Mama, she delivered a baby this morning. Did you know the hospital will hand her a form called SSN for the baby within 3 hours? And the hospital has been told federally mandated, go into the government database, issue a Social Security card for that baby before the baby's put in the stroller in the car seat can go home. Because I got to know how much more money to print. Don't you get this at all? You got the ability to stop being the damn doc. Remember, SSN equals safety credit. Write it down, please. A corporation's going to get an SS4. I'm going to build it all the credit at once. We're going to set up the line of defense for the divisions of subsidiaries and more. You never have to bring the pain home in the first place. Why did you do that? The lack of knowledge is the stupidity of man and woman. We're not stupid people, but we all do stupid things. Is that true? You see, if you want to bring the pain home, don't listen to me. If you don't want to, let's play. Well, Mr. Trump, he bankrupted 4 corporations in the past. He didn't bring the pain home, but you did. Oh, rich and famous people file bankruptcy every day, but they stay rich and famous, but not you. You brought the pain home. By the way, the cities, they file bankruptcy in the past too, but not you. What did you do? You brought the pain home because of the lack of knowledge you have today. You're going to learn how to play Ray's rules and tools, because I don't want you bringing the pain home ever again. Credit card start, credit score. Oh, goody. It gets us a house and a car if we want. Those have nothing to do with your credit report. Don't go up and down at all unless you screw them up. So what's the rule? Don't screw them up. You see, 29%. Raise rules. Every card has to be at 25 to 29%. If not, you'll drop your score. You'll never have an 820 credit score and maintain it. It's simple. I got to make you a qualified CFO. Can you listen today? I'm going to make you a millionaire CFO. So then I can pop you and get you the $1 million dream. By the way, I guarantee it too. Remember the golds and the platinums? As long as they're paid over time, the 29% rule does not matter at all. And if you want one of the cards or 10, a set of 10, let us know. All you got to do is call the office at 800-510-3338. Pretty simple to do. Now remember, your SSN wasn't supposed to be used for credit purposes at all. So my rapper rescore gets to block all the crap and rebuild you anyway. So allow me to do what I knew how to do best. Get you up to the 820 credit score. What am I going to do today? Pretty simple. I'm going to give you the credit building for free. Charge you $4.99 for the rapper rescore, that's all. And then I'm going to hand you 10 times your investment back to you. I'm going to hand you a $5,000 credit card at the end of the program. I'm going to invite you to the credit educational class. Now, what excuse you got next? Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you got to do, and you're stuck with me. I told you we're going to have some fun. Remember, I can broadcast up to 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, all day Saturday like I did this Saturday past. Guess what? I don't like pre-recorded crap. I like answering questions and basically telling people what needs to be done as I analyze them and ask them to do 1 or 2 things. Can you follow through? Now let's look at Walt Disney in the past. They filed bankruptcy 7 times, kind of like you. They had $1 billion in the past. You know, they didn't want to pay any tax at all. So they wrote an IOU to themselves. So the bottom line is, if Mickey can play the game, so can you. But you're going to have to listen and learn to that S is 4 times 4. Almost no liability and all the write-ups you get to do. Corporations, divisions, subsidiaries, and more. See, nothing's in your way from now on besides you. You got the ability to play the game and be a millionaire CFO. I can build you an Experian and trans you an Equifax too, if you allow me to. How many would you like? All you got to do is listen and learn and get to the workshops with me. You'll master the rules and the tools how to play. The bottom line is personal credit, like I said before, it's safety credit. We don't hurt the family because you can't write it off at all. But on this side here, the corporate credit, let's talk about cash credit first. I know online you're going to see you don't need to guarantee. Sorry, that's crap for supply credit. And they'll talk about trade lines too. Trade lines are crap. They're not cash. I want cash. Cash is king and queen. Do you not get this yet? You see, by the way, we want to get the money. Why? Because money takes, all right, to get honey, it takes money to get honey. Is that correct, ladies, today? 8 credit cards per division. 9 lines of credit, checkbooks too. Then we'll get the supply credit, then the vendor credit, then the marketing credit, then the lease credit, and then the gas cards too. We got the ability to make you a qualified CFO. Can you pay attention today? The corporate setup is, to me, for you today, it's $999. Workshops, 90 days. Articles, tax ID to you. Then I'm going to hand you $10,000 of cash credit. 10 times your money back to you with no excuses. It's called Rapid Refresh, and Credit Building 2 is free. If you basically listen and sell it today. The Millionaire is Making, oh, I love that. It's my favorite one. Take all the pieces together for you. Analyze you twice. Off at once, $3,995 today. Get it through me. It's $2,499. Then I basically get you $25,000 of cash credit. See, my goal is to take away your excuses and make sure you actually go get it while I do the work for you anyway. There's a Zelle, there's a wire, there's a deposit. It's how we get paid through COVID-19. No more excuses for you. Now, when I studied Mr. Buffett's father, then I studied him. Let's remember something today. They're getting it all wrong when they're talking about him in the stock market today. He owns 100 plus companies. He owns his favorite 10. He owns Ketchup, Geico, Coca-Cola, American Express, Duracell. He owns Dairy Queen and See's Candy too. And Bread Chewy and Fruit of the Loom. This man's playing the game. My question to you is, why are you not playing and winning too? The lack of knowledge. You see my dashboards? I got 7 of them I get to play with you. I get to use the history and pop you credit for you, corporation and division too. By the way, authorized user is crap, so are trade lines. All right, the bottom line is we don't play that game because it doesn't work. I got to make you a qualified what? CFO on the behalf of the corporation. By the way, I'm the guy that invented daisy chaining of credit. 113 ways to play. I can take every card and turn it into 99 more. How many would you like today? We're going to have to talk about corporate credit anyway. It's the only thing we get to write off at all. The interest rate and the credit card too. That's why we call it Ray's Rules. By the way, there's 20,000 of those you're going to master by the time you're done with me. We're going to have fun. Now, here's some bars in front of you. Sorry to say, if you have the intent to rip anybody off or defraud them anyway, I'll be the first one to testify, get you in a court of law, and then you're going to go to prison. See, you're not going to be a crook on my dime. You're going to run a real company. Here's 3 divisions. They're floating in front of you. Now let's write down the corporation and the line of defense. What happens if something goes wrong with one of these pieces? Well, drive around your city where you live today. You'll see an empty bank or a grocery store too, probably before COVID-19 or during COVID-19. Now let's listen carefully. They bankrupt that piece. They wrote it off on their taxes. They actually got to win by closing that location down. You have the ability to learn how to play that game too if you want to. We might call it the Donald Trump, the Wells Fargo, the city of the rich and famous people too. See, we get to do the 3-step that they got to do. We're going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. If we can't save the piece, sorry to say, we're going to bankrupt that piece, keep all the other pieces, but never bring the pain home. Why would anybody do that at all? That'd be silly and dumb. We got the ability to play the game and win because they got to. Now, by the way, you got your house. Remember I said house, car, bank? I'm sorry, I'm probably going to say you did it wrong anyway. You should have used Ray's rules. Escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow put in a trust. If your house and assets are not in a trust today, how can I say this in the nicest way? That's called stupidity. If you are sued, they take it away. If you die, your family gets diddly squat. Why don't you Google the word trust immediately today? Let's go fix up a property. So if you fix it up, you're going to hire a contractor. The contractor is going to hire the subcontractors that stand outside Home Depot. They're good workers. But what if they cut every corner they can, slip and fall, and they sue you and take all you got? Remember what I said again? Plan on the problem. Someone's going to take it away. I'd like you to think about putting every piece of property you ever get, quick claim deed it to a division, an assignment of equity too. This way, at the end of the day, they can't sue you at all. They're actually going to get diddly squat. I like diddly squat, don't you? It's about time you learn how to protect your ass. And quit bringing the pain home. Now, by the way, if I was you, I would Google the irrevocable trust. If I was you, I'd pick that one. But that's up to you, too. You see, we got to fix up that property today, no matter what you say or do. But there's always a couple of you that always play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess. You have to play by the rules. The IRS is the system. Corporations don't pay tax till they make a profit. So why don't we do this if you have to fix the stupidity of trying to play peekaboo with the IRS? Go to irs.gov, download a form called 656 of 433A and B. Get your COVID-19 check, get your butt back in the system where it belongs. Now let's understand something today. We still got to fix up that property. What we're going to do, since they called me OPM as a kid, we're going to get basically 4 or 5 more divisions. We're going to go to the manufacturer and save up to 70%. By the way, I don't want you to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days. All right, after the escrow closes, it'll pay off all the debt you created to fix up that property, because why would we spend any money too? You see, now you got up to $200,000. Don't act like you're rich, because you're not. Have you had $10,000 to $100,000 in the past? And did you piss it away and are you broke today? Shame on you. Raise rules, leveraging money, borrow money's not taxable. I hope you wrote those 3 things down. Set up the line of defense. So if we do this correctly, before my coma, my office in Irvine Spectrum was only 22,000 square feet, 2-story. I had buildings around the globe doing $1 million plus a day, helping people just like you. The bank would call me every morning at 9 or be at the office going, Ray, what can I do for you today? When you got money, they always kiss your ass. When you don't have a pot to piss in, they don't know your name at all. You're going to learn how to leverage money the way I tell you to. All right, we're going to have fun. By the way, remember the banks, they borrow from the feds times 10 and loan back 5 to us. If you listen to me, by the way, that could have been up to $3 million of borrowed money. Did you know borrow money again is not taxable? So we could take $2 million of that money, go buy a McDonald's today, get a Big Mac, a fry, and a chocolate shake. You want one too? This is up to you. See, you're going to have to beat your own doubt. You're stuck here. I want you to get past go. I'm going to hand you the world. I'm going to hand you the corp, the divisions, the credit, rebuild your personal life, get you structured correctly, get you the workshops, get you unstuck, and so you go get the American dream. And the bottom line is you got a problem. This year's almost ending. You got to look at 2020 and 2021. That equals 2 years. Now let's think about cash flow free of your time. So many people talk, go blah, blah, blah. Me, I want to give you the rules. I want to do the work for you anyway. If I hand you a corporation today, you know what we're going to look at next is C-191D. There's 8 ways to loan out money through a corporation. What am I going to do? I'm going to take $50,000 off of a card. It's not my money. I just get to play with the card. I get to maintain the payment. What am I going to do? I'm going to loan $10,000 to 5 people because it's fun. I'm going to put a second on their house. I'm going to basically do a homestead blocker and a UCC one with the chattel mortgage too. Don't worry, I'll explain those to the workshop. I invented those 30 years ago too. Now this would give you $2,449 positive cash flow after the bills are paid every month. Oh, you need more? How about $4,800? Oh, you still need more? $7,347. You get to design your own cash flow in a short period of time. This is up to you. You can have fun at the same time. I'll show you mansions, helicopters, yachts too. Still got to get you past go. By the way, I'll never show you anything that was not mine because I don't like things about crapola. You see, I used to call this mansion, out of my 6 mansions, I used to call this God's gift. See, that's where I park my race boat and my yacht in the backyard. Where you park yours again? I'm from Show Me State. Oh, I love the helicopter, the Lamborghini, the building too. I mean, wouldn't you? Now do yourself a favor right now. Please write down, change your driver's license. Yeah, I want you to change it today. I want you to change the address to a P.O. box or a mailing address. The last time you whipped out that driver's license, you wrote a check. You're over here going, why don't you rob my house? I'm not home right now. Oh, why don't you sue me and take everything I got? It's about time you protect your assets. Understand, in California, we got the Schaefer Bill. We got the Driver's Protection Act, too. You got to understand something, all right? You got to repackage you. I got to repackage everything you do. House, car, bank account, too. The last time you bought a house, that was good. What about the car? You let someone sweat you for hours on end. Oh, goody. You lost $5,000, up to 9 inquiries, too. Why'd you do it that way? You should be buying a car at fleet price under tax ID. But remember, you're only entitled to 6 inquiries every 180 days anyway. The next time you do that, if you do it your way, next to your signature, because they're going to say, we need to pull your credit, write down this allows 1 inquiry only. Take a damn picture. That's all you got to do. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I wish I could yell as high at the top as hell I could to repackage the world. Because they're all doing it wrong. The bottom line is, it's kind of like today. If you went to that bank or grocery store and you accidentally bump someone's car, they're going to act like they got whiplash. They're going to die. Now they're going to ask you for your driver's license, your insurance, and your registration, please. Your driver's license got your home address on it. By the way, the insurance you're paying out of your taxable paycheck. Why? Corporation can write and pay for it and write it all off. Oh, by the way, you're the registered owner. Why? Why the hell would anybody be the duck? They're going to call one of those nasty attorneys on TV. They're going to sue you and take everything you got. Remember, house, car, and bank account, I got to repackage you. I want the registered owner from now on to be a division and not you. I want to make sure they can't sue you at all. And at the end of the day, they get diddly squat. Why not? You see, you got a choice today to learn how to play. But me, what did I do on July 3rd, 2009? There's my address. Check it out today. I took my yacht from the backyard. I said, fill it up. I used a corporate credit card. Wrote off the card, the interest rate on the yacht, too. The gas was only $1,600. But on July 4th, everything's going great. Worth billions of dollars. Having fun helping people like you. The next day, I'm in a damn coma. I get to die because some dummy went on my yacht with swine flu and pneumonia. That kind of sucks. You know what I did? I walked around with that oxygen tank after I made my promise that I'd help people the rest of my life like you. And what I did? I put my credit score back to an 820 because I know how to block all the crap and rebuild it. Then I popped a $1 million credit card. I don't stay down. From now on, if you play with me, neither will you. You got so much to learn, you have no idea. God's using me to help you. You going to pay attention today? I'm keeping my promise. Even though I'm laying there ready to die, I got to come back and freak everybody in the hospital. I'll go, he's still alive. You know, they were actually going to think about it. They were talking to my wife, all right, with a clipboard. They're asking if he was a donor. Luckily, I made that promise before they ripped out my heart. But the reality is simple. See, God saved me to come back and help you. You going to pay attention today? You're going to have to believe in yourself. You can get through anything. God won't allow you to go through something you can't handle. After today, there's no more excuses for you. I'd like all of you to play with me in the nonprofit. Why? It's simple. We get free money from the city, the state, and the federal government too, because it's called grant money. But again, I got a nonprofit package for you. Corporations and divisions. I like to give all the pieces so it's complete. So what do we get to do? Help the community, offset the taxes, create the jobs too. And what happens is, let's give you all the pieces, the articles, the divisions, the tax ID. All right, hey, we'll give you $10,000 of credit. That way it's 10 times your investment back to you again. Now what excuse you got? By the way, come January, there's a class for 4 weeks. It's $4.99. How to go step by step to get that exemption too. Online, the cheapest one you can find is $8,000. Getting through me, I'll show you the step-by-step way to do it. Now, if you're one of the first 10 people today, that means this morning, they get into the nonprofit and get that $10,000 of credit back to you, the class will be free. But if you don't do it right away, oh well, you blew it again. Zelle, wire, deposit. It's all you got to do with me. I like to play, but I want to get you to $1 million. Some of you to $1 billion too. You see, I named my son and my daughter after me. They're my legacy. The Ray Reynolds University will live forever. And that's my legacy for you. Up to the 820 credit score. CFO, you got to be a millionaire CFO. I'll use my dashboards for you. It's pretty simple. But again, articles, office tax ID. We normally charge $9.99, but wait. See, what happens is I hand it to you after you do all the work. Then I want you in the workshop, corporate setup class, 90 days, memorizing the words and the tools, because that's what you do in your favorite movie. Then I want you in level 1 to set up the divisions, the line of defense, so you don't bring the pain home ever again. Usually that's $9.99 too. The office sells it for $1,999. Well, that's a good price. But today, this morning, it's a one-time offer to you. Don't blow it. It's $999 for you. By the way, I'm going to hand you $10,000 of credit back to you. By the way, that's 10 times your money. And rapid rescore and credit building too. What excuse you got now? You don't have one at all. You Zelle, you wire, you deposit. Now you're stuck with me all the way. We're going to have fun, I guarantee it. Now let's look at a Lamborghini in a building, all obtained through tax ID. All right, it's called reaching the dream. I want you to think and be the impossible. I've done it all my life. Hell, I was born in a taxi on the way to Guardian Hospital and didn't get a mommy and daddy like you, but I use Ray's rules and tools. There's 20,000 of these to go get anything I want to. All I'm going to do is ask you again, give me 90 days. I'll do the work for you, teach you how to fish, and make sure you don't screw it up anymore. Get you to the $1 million dream. I'll be at every seminar, workshop, and boot camp for you. I never pass the buck. You can trust me because there's a written guarantee. You can trust that or your money back. Now what excuse you got? There are no excuses when you play with me. It's kind of like motivation. Motivation's not enough. I listen to it every day, but at the end of the day, it's still blah, blah, blah. I'll show you some of my goodies. I'll help you get yours too. You see, at the end of the day, you got a story to tell, don't you? I'll get you to the 820 credit score, up to $100,000 of personal credit. Then I like to give you a corporation and division too, up to $1 million of credit. Stop being stuck. You don't need to do that at all. By the way, what's next for you is pretty simple. It's called Ray's Rules. There's 20,000 of these. You're stuck with me. We're going to make sure you don't bring the pain home ever again. What did I tell you in the beginning today? Plan on the problem. All right? Someone's going to try to take it away. I want to repackage your house, your car, your bank account, and a lot more. So the goal is play with me. I've been doing this for 43 years. So you got the choice, and understand, when I wrote those books and CDs, I wanted to make sure there was a blueprint of everything I do. The Millionaire's Founders Kit, that's how I got the first 100,000, million to billion. Then the real estate too, the financial series as well. And what do we got? Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago. The office sells it for $999. That's a good price, since I used to sell for $20,000 a pop. Today, while I'm on the webinar, you can get it for $499. If you don't, just call the office later today. They'll sell it to you for $999. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you got to do. I'll get you up to the 820 credit score, make you a millionaire CFO. Don't forget, the corporate setup today is $999. $10,000 of credit I'll build for you, 10 times your money back to you, wrapper rescore and credit building too. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you got to do. Now you're stuck with me. As we play the game, remember, how did the 14th Amendment make the corporations into people? By the way, I love the United States of America. I really do. Understand something. Every game I've ever played, I read the directions better than anybody. I want to make sure I always win. As they protect, and they have their 50 states that are corporations today, they got their line of defense. Then they set up the cities. They even created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy for that too. They wanted to plan in case something went wrong. You got the right to basically set up the line of defense for you too. It is your constitutional right. So raise rules. Never have joint credit. You buy a house, escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow put it in a trust. Corporation, don't name it after you, don't name it what it does. Always have up to $1 million of credit. That's half the fun. By the way, you got to set up the line of defense. Real estate, franchise, current business. The line of defense makes sure you don't bring the pain home ever again, as you do it the right way. So you can structure this today, and I'll do the work for you anyway. So let's think about it. Like I said in the beginning, let's plan on the problem. Somebody's going to get in our way, piss us off, and try to take it away today. We got safety credit in the line of defense. We can see it, believe it, go get it. You'll learn a little bit about the overview today. You got to get to the workshops with me. Learn how to play. Because remember that SSN? Don't laminate. Don't basically use for ID purposes. Don't carry with you. It's not even yours. You filled out the form. You got the SSN to get the job to create the 1040 tax return. Read the card in front of you today. SSN, creditors, credit companies, and banks aren't supposed to use it at all. So the wrap refresh will block all your crap and rebuild you anyway to an 820 credit score. All right, simple. If all you want today from me is the 820 up to the 820 credit score, okay. Instead of the office charging a $998, I'll give you the wrapper rescore for $499 and do the rest of it for free. To take away your excuses, I'm going to hand you, all right, a $5,000 cash credit card back to you. That's right. So now, all right, I'll even offer you to go to the class every Saturday at 1 o'clock for 90 days too. What excuse you got now? You don't have any at all. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you got to do. Now you're stuck with me. All right, up to the 820 score. Gonna have some fun. All right, make you the millionaire CFO too. See, Millionaire in the Making is my favorite one. Years ago, I'd basically take homeless people just to prove my point. I did that for Monica's cat. I built her cat credit too. You see what happens as millionaires, founders, and millionaires in the making? It's called step one. We put all the pieces together for you. We analyze you twice. Office wants to sell it to you for $3,995. That's pretty good. But today, while I'm on the webinar, the offer is $2,499. $25,000 cash credit back to you. 8 times your investment back to you. Everything's done. You listen and learn at the workshop with me, and you get to learn how to play the game. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you ever have to do. Remember the American dream. Everybody talks about blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, what do you need? You need the money. I'm going to hand you what you need, then I'm going to help you some more and make sure you understand how to play the game. Receiving money every month, pay all your bills, drive a company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time, set up the line of defense. Master raise rules, there's 20,000 of these. The ability, millionaires in the making. This is your last and final opportunity for $2,499. $25,000 of cash credit, 10 times money back to you. You better be Zelling wire deposit today. If not, all right, you just let it pass you by again. You got the opportunity today to stay safe and strong. If you're wondering what's next to come, let it be you and me. Let's play, let's win. Let us always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. He gave me the rules and the tools. I can hold your hand and make sure you don't mess it up again. I guaranteed in writing or your money back. Pretty simple to do. At the end of the day, if you're not on that phone right away, 800-510-3338, like now, in the next 5 minutes, sorry, you kind of blew it. I can't help you unless you're picking up the phone. It's all up to you. Never forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.